What if I told you that the apartment you are living in right now, the one that eats up half your paycheck every month, is actually a financial prison? We are taught from a young age that the ultimate sign of adulthood is signing a lease. We are told that paying $2,000 a month for a box in a crowded city is just the cost of doing business. But what if that logic is completely backward? Imagine a life where you never pay an electric bill again. You never buy toilet paper, you never scrub a toilet, and you never pay for Wi-Fi. Imagine waking up every single day to a freshly made bed and a hot breakfast that you didn't cook, all for less than what you currently pay to rent an empty room. This isn't a fantasy for the ultra-rich, it is a mathematical loophole that landlords pray you never figure out. To understand how this is possible, we have to look at the hidden costs of your current life. When you pay rent, you aren't just paying for the space. You are paying for the privilege of existing in that space. You pay for electricity, high-speed internet, water, heating, and trash collection. Then there are the lifestyle costs. How much is your gym membership? How much do you spend on coffee and breakfast sandwiches on your way to work? How much is your Netflix subscription? When you add up every single dollar required to maintain your standard of living, the number is often terrifyingly higher than just the rent check. Now, compare that to the economics of a hotel. When you check into a hotel, the price you see is the final price for your entire existence. The electricity is free. The industrial-grade Wi-Fi is free. The gym down the hall is free. The housekeeping staff cleans your room, removing the need for you to buy cleaning supplies or spend your weekends vacuuming. In many business-class hotels, a hot breakfast buffet is included. If you eat a solid meal in the morning, grab a coffee to go, and use the gym, you are extracting at least $30 to $40 of value every single day that you would otherwise be spending from your own pocket. The math gets even more interesting when we introduce the concept of Category 1 hotels. Most major hotel chains like Hyatt or Marriott rank their properties by desirability. A Category 1 hotel is usually a nice, clean, modern hotel in a suburban area or a smaller city. These hotels cost very few points to book. By using credit card points strategically or even buying points during a promotion, you can often book these rooms for a fraction of their cash price. There are people right now living in perfectly comfortable suites for effectively $30 a night in point value, while their friends are paying $3,000 a month for a studio apartment downtown. But the real shift isn't financial, it's psychological. When you rent an apartment, you are geographically locked. You signed a 12-month contract. If your neighbor is loud, you are stuck. If the construction starts across the street, you are stuck. If you get a job offer in another city, you have to break your lease and pay a penalty. You are a tenant, which historically meant one who holds. You are holding the baggage of the property. In contrast, living in a hotel makes you a guest. If you don't like the view, you check out. If the city gets too cold in the winter, you move south. You have zero liability. You don't own the furniture, so you don't have to move it. You don't own the light bulbs, so you don't have to change them. This level of agility is a superpower in the modern economy. While everyone else is anchored to a physical location, bleeding money on deposits and utility setups, you are fluid. You can follow opportunities, weather, or just your mood, with zero friction. This lifestyle also hacks the social hierarchy of status. We often view living in a hotel as something transient or sad, thanks to movies. But in reality, hotel chains reward you for living there. After 30 or 60 nights, you aren't just a guest, you are a VIP. You get the highest tier of status. They upgrade you to suites because they see you are loyal. They leave gifts in your room. The manager knows your name. You effectively have a staff of 20 people, concierges, cooks, cleaners, working to make your life easier. Compare that to your landlord, who probably takes 3 days to answer a text about a broken sink. The climax of this experiment comes when you realize what you are actually buying with this strategy. You aren't just buying a room, you are buying time. Think about how many hours a week you spend on life maintenance. Grocery shopping for basics, cleaning the bathroom, washing sheets, commuting to the gym, dealing with utility companies. It adds up to 10 or 15 hours a week. That is an entire part-time job. When you live in a hotel, that time is given back to you. You can use it to build a business, learn a skill, or just relax. The premium you might pay in points or cash is actually a bargain when you calculate the hourly value of your own life. However, there is a reason this feels wrong to us. Society is built on the idea of settlement. The bank wants you to take a mortgage. The city wants you to pay property taxes. The utility companies need your monthly subscription. The entire economic machine is designed to turn you into a sedentary consumer who fills a house with stuff. When you opt out of that system, you become a glitch in the matrix. You become harder to track, harder to tax, and harder to market to. So, as you look around your apartment today, seeing the furniture you had to buy and the bills piling up on the counter, ask yourself a serious question. Are you paying for a home because it makes you happy, or are you paying for it because you were told that is what responsible adults do? Are you a master of your castle, or are you just a high-paying janitor for a property you don't even own?